all the different types of addictions, people think it's like just drugs and alcohol, but there's so much more,
So much, yeah.
So many process addictions, behavioral addictions. We talk a lot about like gambling, sex.
Yeah.
I talk about eating disorders. Like these are really, really real feelings that take you right to where like alcohol and drugs take you.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually really like working with eating disorder clients because it was something new for me. I'd never been, I never had an eating disorder. I mean, I guess I've restricted maybe in the past, but I wouldn't define it necessarily as, or I didn't eat when I was using. I have this like overwhelming compassion for people that have eating disorders because I feel like it's not as accepted.
But the problem is with that is that you have to eat.
Yeah.
For life. Right. So like with drugs and alcohol, it's really easy to say like, okay, I don't do drugs. I don't drink.
Just don't touch them.
Right.
Yeah.
With food, it's like trying to find a balance, and an eating disorder can look like restricting. It can look like binging, but it can also look like there are things called orthorexia where people eat the same thing every day.
Yeah.
There are things where people like are scared of certain foods or believe that if they eat it, like there's so many faces to it.
Yeah, but I feel like no one knows that.
No, they don't. And not only that, but men
have
a huge, men is a huge population, but they just don't think that, it's just like bulking or, whatever it is, like cutting for wrestling. And like they're part of this culture. And it's not even about the food, right? It's like really about the obsession that your mind goes into,
and the control
that's what
of
people
it,
don't
sure.
get. Like it's like how our mind turns into this, like drives you insane.
I had a client that I tried to get into inpatient because it wasn't, unfortunately working on our level of services. And I talk about this all the time because it made me so upset. When you get someone with a substance use disorder, you put them into treatment, they have a bed immediately. 2 weeks.
Yeah, it's hard.
2 weeks to get a bed. I'm like, so I said, I didn't care. I'm like, so what is she supposed to do for 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Like she could die. Like what does that look like? I mean, to me, that was just ridiculous that all the places had waiting lists. And that was, to me, kind of the moment where I was like, I really want to help like more people with eating disorders because it was really upsetting.
Really interesting to know.
Yeah. It's not as, like, they don't think it's as crucial. I don't know what the case is, but I was
it's very hard to treat. The success rate is very low.
I know. Well, that's because what you said, like you have to eat to live.
Yeah.
So it's always going to be in your face. As long as I don't go around to whatever, street or around people, I don't see it, with drugs, but food, you have to go in your fridge. There it is, So I just find it, I really hope that there's, for all like addictions, I just want like people to know that there's always hope.